I like the trade. They get Frazier for this year, and they get him for next year, and he's good. And, they do have a bit of a lineup crunch because I like consistent playing time for everyone. Hosmer's been good lately. Like, his July numbers are really good, but they're saying they're trying to trade him now. That's going to be hard to do. You're going to have to eat a lot of money.
Yeah.
Seems like something the Padres don't give a fuck about right now is money. They're just trying to win at all costs, but they need to, if they move Hosmer, it needs to be part of a deal for pitching. I still don't love their pitching right now. So, but as far as a lineup goes, they got balance galore. They have 2 switch hitters that are going to be in the starting rotation. Then they got righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty. They can play a lot of ways. They got Kim as super util. Like, if Cronenworth wants to move to first, and Hosmer comes into a bench platoon guy, then you go Frazier at second. Frazier's finished some games in the outfield. He hasn't started any this season, so he's familiar out there. But they have a lot of outfielders too. Like, Grisham's going to play center field. Fam's having a really good year in left field.
Yeah,
and then they've been doing like Mateo and Myers in right, so
that's where this gets kind of fun.
Or Profar.
Because you almost have to go process of elimination with it, which, again, is a great problem for the Padres. And, hey, as long as you're winning and guys are getting enough run, and, of course, a couple injuries are going to come up, and it sorts itself out easier than you think. But, I mean, Fernando Tatis will be in the lineup every day. Manny Machado, you're going to put him in the lineup every damn day. Grisham, one of the more underrated guys in baseball, Gold Glove, lefty bat. He's going to be out there. Tommy Pham is having a great season. And by the way, Tommy Pham's a really good ball player, so you kind of need him out there. So you trade for Frazier, who he was an all-star this year. He leads the National League in hits. And that's where things start to get funky. You got Hosmer, Will Myers, Kim, who they went out and paid, Profar, who they paid to be a utility guy. So, right now it's one of those good problems. If you're the Padres, and, as long as they keep the ship going the right way, to finish out the rest of the season, you play some platoon stuff. It's National League, so you kind of say like, hey, all hands on deck, guys. We got a lot of talent here. This team's going to be different. But if the ship ever starts going the wrong direction and then you got guys fighting over playing time, Hosmer's the only one that you got to circle because, they paid him a ton of money. And like Eric Hosmer looks at himself as a starting first baseman that deserves to be paid, $150 million or whatever he got. So that's going to be an interesting one to circle. If they were to trade him, that would be wild because he was the first guy they brought in to turn the Padres around. So if for them to get over the top, it's to get rid of him. That's some weird life stuff. But, yeah, you got to like it for the Padres. Frazier is going to do his thing and hit. Interested to see if he ends up in the outfield a lot. And, with prospects, guys, let's be honest, you never really know. Everyone seems to like the Marcano infielder guy. Hopefully, he gets a full opportunity with the Pirates, whether it's this year or in the coming years. And they get a couple other flyers, and that's kind of what you look for in a trade if you're trading for prospects.
Do you think they're going to slot Frazier into leadoff? They've been going Grisham and Pham depending on the pitcher, so they don't have an everyday guy. Frazier's been leading off. They could also just slot him into like the 5 hole, but that's pretty deep when he's leads the NL in hits, and he's been leading off all season. Pham's got good numbers from the leadoff position, and so does Grisham. They actually have better numbers from the leadoff position than not, but it's not like Grisham and Pham platoon at leadoff was their plan all along. They were trying out Tatis. They were trying out some other people earlier in the season. So I'm interested to see how it goes, how they use him. Kim's got the most versatility, so I think he's your give a guy a day rest and off the bench guy. But, Pirates fans, let us know what you think. You're more in tune than us, obviously, but you're not going to trade for Frazier and not play him every day or as close as possible to every day as you can.
And for me, I think they probably end up leaning into a platoon type situation, but at the same time, Tommy Pham's a reverse splits guy. Tommy Pham against righties actually mashes. That's his strength. 272, 381 on base, and underrated, I say this a lot, underrated on base guy in the league. You can butter knife his numbers to the best of them. So I think they'll find something. I think the interesting question for me is do you go Nationals a couple years ago where they had Turner and Eaton up top, and that was to set the table for Soto and Rendon to do damage? And, the equivalent in this case would be sliding Tatis down and having him, in the 3 slot. Or, do you put Tatis up top and say, hey, welcome to the Thunderdome. Let's play some baseball. That's going to be a fun story to track.
I'd give Frazier lead off. You go lefty, righty, Tatis. And you go lefty Cronenworth, righty Machado right off the bat.
Well, I talk a comparison. I mean, if you do leadoff Pham and you go Frazier, you go righty lefty, and those two do their Trey Turner, Adam Eaton, and you can tee it up for Tatis, Machado, and the gang. That gets fun too. So I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'd keep Tatis too. He's pretty good.
He's pretty good.
No reason to mess with something
pretty
like
good.
that.
And I wouldn't mess with that.
That ain't
Yeah,
broken.
I mean, Tatis 2 and Machado 4 and Cronenworth 3 seems to be working. So I'd keep it at. It needs some starters.
One more impact starter would go a long way.
Yeah.
Darvish, Snell, Musgrove, Paddock.
I mean, Paddock's been bad.
Weathers has been good.
Weather's been
Weathers
good,
has
but he
been good.
doesn't go deep at all.
Is he hurt right now, or was recently
He's
hurt?
young. He was hurt.
Snell, you expect
Every
to figure
team
it
at
out
this
in
point
time.
can use pitching in a playoff series. I mean, the Padres are still, I guess that's what I'm saying. I mean, even
Show me the team that wouldn't want to add
we're talking
another
about
arm.
Barrios right now. How much does that really change their playoff outlook? It's going to be Darvish, Snell, and then it's going to be Musgrove, Barrios, Paddock. So when we're talking about the Padres' outlook this season, they already got a lot of the big impact pieces. I mean, Kimbrel would be the name that I think Padre fans would say that changes our outlook.
Yeah. I mean, their starters haven't been pitching well right now.
Yeah.